Hey guys, Tin Man here. This is a little addition to my live tonight where we were talking about this bank and other banks that get worn away. And so there's one that's being stepped here. It's in stages of that kind of work. So I just want to go over it with you. Please stick around. It's helpful information. You see the little trail going up there? I should pop my head up there. So let's just start to look a little bit here. You can see some debris working in on the bank. But over here, you can see a fair amount of moss. You can see a fair amount of age, how it's been doing its thing. You know, if you look up at the top of the bank, that's one of the signs that they do, because generally the banks aren't going to have this over cap edge, this overhang like that. They're not naturally going to do that. So for some reason, that has to be able to give way. Like right there, it almost looks like it's not, because it looks like they probably took out a big chunk when they put in this telephone pole. Oh, and to put in the wire there too. So I was standing here just looking around and stuff, and then I looked right here. And I said, okay, perfect example of some material being left by them. Like that there is a certain amount that they might have pulled off after the guys were finished putting in their pole. They might have ended up throwing some more in on that pile just to make it look like it's their stuff. They do that in part too. So what we can see right here is some of their work. So you can see it's being plucked away here. Pulled out, chipped away, chipped. Maybe some of it's very easy to chip, but if you look right here, this whole piece right there does not have any crack marks in it really, right? So there's some underneath. See, this one here is cracked. Okay, it's almost like it's two different types of rock almost in a way, but don't know much about that stuff. Now, do what I say again. As we come out to the outside surface of it, and it sure ain't cracked much. There's one crack going through there. Anyways, so another thing I was thinking about. Okay, so right here, and look at a mini overhead shelf. I always just call these overhead shelves because instead of a standing on shelf danger, they're overhead danger like this for us all the time. So you can kind of see why. A little tremor and stuff, and that's what happens in big tonnage of rock. Same thing happens. It happens almost identically. So here's more. And this is pretty cool. I'm zoomed back, right? Yeah. This is pretty cool because it's another really fresh wall that I'm getting a zoom at or a shot on. Oh, okay, so there's another pull-off right there. So I'm going to remember these two pull-offs right here. Rest stops. Oh, look at that cliff. Whoever wants to hang around and go look at more. See that right there in the center is a stump. But you never know. You could have somebody hide behind it. That right there, it's hard for me to make him out because it's darker. It's dark. You know, with some of these things, you put the camera on and then you end up noticing them becoming darker. There can be partly the camera working into it, and there can be comfort zones being changed when you're doing it and stuff. So be prepared for comfort zones. Okay, so then what you can do is you can go like this. First you had your good eyesight look, and then you do it like this, and you think, okay, maybe it's getting darker and stuff, and then you go back with your eyesight again and look around and see if you think it's darker, which it does seem quite a bit darker to me on that second turn. I can go back over to that pole and see if the couple of bumps look different or anything like that on it. So, well, yeah, we were going to walk down and look at that cliff, weren't we? It's helping me out with my filming quite a bit. Trying to figure out, you know, good uses on this camera. Trying to keep it working well. Trying to keep it my style good. I think I'm just blabbing. Never really looked up that way, I guess. You know, and small can make a heck of a tiny noise. Small in a lot of numbers can make a lot of different shapes. Oh, I see. So somebody was saying something about light there. Whoops, I gotta go zoom there, and now I push this. Oh, brother. Is that brighter now? Hopefully. Hit the... Should I tap zoom? Oh, it changes the light if I do that. Cue the music. Now we'll see if there's been much a change. Natural shadows of the night. See if big or small has been able to move in. Oh, I'm going to try a little zoom. So what should I zoom? So we got that all down. There. Oops, am I on zoom? I was on zoom. Okay. Well, I see. If I bring up... Okay, I might understand zoom better now. Somebody's calling me from in there. Getting pretty blurry, so I'm just going to do my finish up then. I think I had a thought to do, but it's coming from across the lake, or made to be looking like it's coming from across the lake. You guys, that barking, if you can hear it. You guys realize that I'm on to huge stuff? Like, are people going to start caring a little bit more? Trying to come together and forget about their easy story about this phenomenon? This is going to take time, I don't know. Getting pretty dark in there now, eh? If I put my pole down, easier. Doing a little leg stretch. A couple of them. It's like they're inside the rocks. One of the noises I think I figured out is, you know, when you put the weed between your fingers, your thumbs, and to the whistle. Not the noise now, but the noise I get. Maybe the dog noise is coming from one of the tall trees here, but it sure seems like it's from across the way. I really don't understand why people need to slow down when they're videotaping. Peace out, guys.